Over time, it's almost certain. AI and robots will gradually absorb more and more of what humans do, and they'll do it more often, more reliably, and with a level of efficiency we can barely imagine today. Some people find that idea terrifying. Others find it thrilling, a promise of freedom from drudgery, dangerous jobs, boring routines. But wherever you stand, this isn't science fiction anymore. It's already happening, bit by bit, in ways so mundane we hardly notice. Think about it. Robots used to mean big metal arms on a car factory floor. Today, they're delivering your groceries, mapping your house with tiny sensors, scanning warehouses for lost inventory at 2 a.m. AI used to be just a chess computer. Now it writes emails, diagnoses diseases, polices bank fraud, and powers the voice in your phone that talks to you like an assistant who never sleeps. And every few months, the bar moves higher. What used to require human judgment, reading an X-ray, drafting a legal contract, even creating art or music, is now within reach of algorithms that learn from millions of examples. Economists and futurists have debated this for decades. Will AI replace us, or just change us? One well-known study from Oxford predicted that nearly 47% of all current jobs could be automated in the coming decades. Not just physical labor, but white-collar, repetitive, and rule-based tasks too. Meanwhile, McKinsey Global Institute has tracked that automation could add trillions in economic value, but will also disrupt entire industries, forcing millions of people to learn new skills faster than ever before. In factories, robots now assemble cars with such precision that defect rates drop to nearly zero. No coffee breaks, no human fatigue, no slow Mondays. In logistics, AI routes delivery trucks in real time, saving millions of gallons of fuel and hours of wasted time. In customer service, AI chatbots now handle routine questions for banks, airlines, and hospitals, 24/7, while human agents step in only for the complex emotional cases. But here's the real twist. These systems don't just work harder. They get better every single second. Humans hit limits. We forget, we sleep, we get bored. AI never does. It learns patterns humans miss. It finds shortcuts no human could test in a lifetime. This means that over time, more and more human labor becomes optional, and eventually unnecessary, not because humans failed, but because we designed something that never gets tired of improving. Some thinkers celebrate this. Imagine a world where no one has to clean toilets, dig coal, or do dangerous welding on a skyscraper in freezing rain. Imagine AI tutors helping every child learn at their own pace. Imagine robots growing food with zero waste and minimal pesticides. Sounds perfect, right? But philosophers and sociologists raise a tough question. What happens to our sense of purpose when the world doesn't need our effort anymore? For centuries, our self-worth has been tied to our work. Take that away, and you risk not just economic disruption, but a crisis of meaning. Psychologists call it role erosion. When a machine does your job better than you can feel useless, lost. Entire communities built around mines, factories, or big office hubs can collapse when automation arrives overnight. The question then becomes, how do we reinvent what it means to be valuable in a world where labor is optional? Some experts argue universal basic income will soften the shock, a guaranteed payment to every citizen, so survival isn't tied to a paycheck. Others argue we'll turn to art, caregiving, human connection, the things machines can't feel. But even that raises more questions. Will we accept that as enough? Will everyone adapt equally? Or will a new divide appear between those who thrive alongside AI and those left behind? There's also the darker fear. If machines get better than us at everything, even running themselves, do we become obsolete? Do corporations and governments need ordinary humans anymore? Science fiction has danced with this fear for a century, from HAL in 2001, A Space Odyssey, to the self-replicating AI swarms in today's speculative research papers. While we're not there yet, experts at institutions like MIT and Stanford are debating AI safety, value alignment, and whether advanced machines can develop goals that conflict with human well-being. If we build self-improving, self-replicating systems, we need to be sure they want what we want. So, what's the takeaway? The future where AI and robots quietly outwork us isn't some apocalyptic overnight takeover. It's a slow drift. Each year, a few more tasks disappear from the human checklist. A few more jobs become AI-assisted, then AI-owned. It's happening now. The only real question is, are we, as a society, emotionally, culturally, and economically prepared for it? If we're smart, we'll use these tools to elevate ourselves, freeing human time for art, family, learning, and exploration. If we're careless, we might find that in the quest for perfect efficiency, we forgot to keep a place for our own imperfect, irreplaceable humanity. So make of that what you will. Because one thing is certain, the future won't wait for us to catch up. Yet maybe the real story isn't just about robots and algorithms doing things for us. It's about what we, as humans, choose to become once we are freed from necessity. History shows that every wave of automation has forced people to adapt, and at the same time has raised our expectations for what life should offer. In the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution replaced countless manual weavers and blacksmiths. People protested. They smashed machines, the original Luddites. But within decades, they also got railways, affordable clothes, and mass literacy. New jobs appeared: engineers, train conductors, designers. Each wave of automation didn't kill society, it shifted it and often made it more prosperous overall. But AI is different, because it's not just stronger arms or faster hands. It's the first tool that can, at least in narrow tasks, think and learn, and do so at scale. We're already seeing its fingerprints everywhere. In finance, AI trades stocks faster than any human could ever react, making micro decisions that shape trillions of dollars in seconds. In law, big firms now use AI to sift through millions of documents for evidence in complex cases, what once took armies of junior associates. In healthcare, radiologists use AI to catch early signs of cancer that the human eye can miss. In some studies, the combination of a doctor plus an AI outperforms either one alone. But it's not just white-collar jobs. Consider agriculture. Autonomous tractors can plow fields all night without a single coffee break. Drones monitor crops for diseases and pests, spraying only where needed, saving chemicals and boosting yields. These examples show something crucial. In many areas, humans and AI don't just compete, they complement each other. The best outcomes for now come when we work together. But what happens as AI moves up the ladder of complexity? Some scientists argue there are creative skills that AI will never truly master. Empathy, intuition, the spark of inspiration that comes from a lifetime of human experience. Yet we see AI generating artwork, composing symphonies, writing poetry, and even some say starting to hint at originality. Is it real creativity, or just remixing patterns? Philosophers and computer scientists argue both sides, but the unsettling truth is, many people can't tell the difference anymore. This raises a hard question. If a machine can do 80% of what you can do, faster, cheaper, and on demand, what happens to your value in the marketplace? And what happens to your identity? This isn't theory. A 2023 study by the Pew Research Center found that nearly 1 in 3 creative professionals, writers, designers, even screenwriters, fear AI will either replace them outright or cut their income significantly within 5 years. Some say this future could be a paradise or a nightmare, depending on how we prepare. Economists like Eric Brynjolfsson argue that AI should not be seen as a replacement for humans, but as an amplifier of human capability. A bicycle for the mind, as Steve Jobs once put it. The key is to redesign education, so people learn how to use these tools, not compete with them. Meanwhile, skeptics warn that if we don't plan carefully, we could see a world where wealth concentrates even more. Those who own the most powerful AI tools, giant tech corporations, might gain all the profit, while ordinary people are left to scramble for a shrinking pool of human-only jobs. To avoid that, some propose radical ideas. Universal basic income, a safety net that gives everyone a baseline income, so no one falls into poverty when their job vanishes overnight. Lifelong learning stipends, government or company-funded training so people can reskill repeatedly throughout life. Robot taxes. Companies that use automation could pay extra taxes to fund social safety nets and job transition programs. These solutions are bold, but they're not yet reality, and they face fierce political debate. And there's a cultural side to this too. What do we do with our time when we don't have to labor for survival? Some people imagine a renaissance of art, philosophy, science, space exploration, a revival of hobbies, deeper family connections, more volunteerism. But others fear that without purpose, people may drift. As psychologist Viktor Frankl once said, when a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. So we might see two futures play out side by side. One, where liberated humans reach for higher goals than ever before. Another, where too many drown in distraction, hyper-stimulated by endless entertainment and cheap dopamine, while AI quietly runs the world's engines behind the scenes. A final thought. At its core, AI and robotics are mirrors. They reflect what we value. They reflect our hunger for more speed, more comfort, more output. But they also force us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves. Are we defined by what we produce, or by how we relate, care, love, and dream? As machines take over the tasks we once called work, we will face a challenge unlike any in history. Not how to feed our bodies, but how to feed our souls when survival is guaranteed. So yes, over time, AI and robots will do more of what humans do. They'll do it more often, more efficiently, and they won't stop until we tell them to. What remains to be seen is whether we'll still remember what it means to be human in a world that doesn't technically need us to be. Make of that what you will.